In previous video, which is called edu049, we've updated Archinstall. So on the ISO, we booted up with the Arch Linux ISO of 2025-010-0601. And then you get, at some point in time, an ISO has been built with a certain version. And then later on, new versions come along. So if we reboot, so do watch the video 049, edu0049. There you see that, yes, there's a new version available, and this is the end result. Now the longer story. The longer story is, what is Archinstall, right? Well, we've explained you on the videos, on the websites of Archinstall D, phases, phase 7. This is all about Arch. And this is particularly about the scripts. So you can do everything manually, which is the Arch Wiki way. This is all in one, really starting from Arch Linux and ending up with Plasma or BSPWM or Qtile or any of the desktops. This is really focused on what we're talking about now, Archinstall. So Archinstall is a script, not from Linux, from the guys that are mentioned here. Right? So simply to remember, github.com, Arch Linux, Archinstall. And here you can find who's making it and who are the contributors and who did the amount of work, etc. Right? And nothing to do with Linux again. If there are issues, you report them. If there are requests, you ask for it politely. And you'll see if it gets changed over time. Changes matter. So in previous video 0049, we updated to a new version of Archinstall. So Archinstall gives us releases of their scripts. It's a lot of scripts. And as an Arch Linux guy, right, you want to get to know Arch Linux and really dig into it. Normally, and that's different with other distributions, you stay rolling, you install it just once. You install it just once, and then you keep rolling. But, right, there are times we mess it up and want to try it again. Then it makes sense to keep track of this. What features are new in Arch Linux, Archinstall? More Btrfs snapshots support. Disk encryption. Problems that you may have encountered that are fixed or not fixed, right? So a lot of things, and just going over the list gives already an idea of what's going on, even though you don't get it, and that's okay, right? We're just users and following, okay, SPA or password, the hash instead of plain text. Cool. So there are new desktops, LabWC, Niri, River, Xmonad, Killer Tofu's created that. Have a look. If that's your thing, go and have a look, right? Translation updates, cool, that my own language is okay. Swedish here, update. What's changed? And you keep track of things. All right, so that's one thing. That's where the source is. But Arch Linux builds packages. It's not here. It is here, I guess. So I was looking for GitLab, Arch Linux, Archinstall. And then looked at the code here, so the package build. But you can look at the history, what changed over time. Why is there a second version, a third version, a second version, right? And a first version. This is officially the first version. It's coming from here, the code. 307 is basically this thing, 307, right? It's gonna be a package, sorry, one of those two, right? And it uses that particular package, that file, to create this thing. But suddenly there's something new. There's a second version. So why is there a second version? There's a second version because of this line, grub Btrfs to grub Btrfs D. Now I don't use Btrfs, so I'll never see the benefits or reap the benefits from it. It's just, right, for those who choose Btrfs. The other thing is that there seemed to be an error somewhere in the code, right? and it pointed out to something is missing, crypt. And okay, so make depends is a Python cryptography. That's something we need, and it has been added to the make depends, or removed here, removed there, added, right? Source info, that's not what we want to see. It's this one, and here removed and added here. So that's why we have 3 versions. That's why there was an update. So this, you can go very, very technical in these matters. Not that you should, right? But you could go and have a look what happened, and keep, well, reading, right? Have a look. May 24, I see all kind of code, but this would lead us too far, right? As a user, I would recommend just following up what are the releases. So back to here, then to the releases or the 81 releases, and you just scroll through them. And what you understand, you understand. And the more you read it, the more you understand. Simple as that. So that's the somewhat longer video. And the previous video was 0049. Have a look how I updated the Archinstall to 307.-3, because in the beginning, the Arch Linux ISO was built at a certain moment in time with version 1. But I want version 3. Why do I want version 3? Maybe because something in here triggers you and say, oh, I'd like to have something. Well, basically, now it's not a difference in this here, but it's actually a difference in that. It will have this, and it will have a patched in upstream. These were the 2 changes between the 1 and then the 2 and then the 3. All right. Enjoy Arch Linux, enjoy Archinstall. It makes our life super easy. There are already 57 videos all about Archinstall, installing Plasma. I see lots of information for you to learn and to apply. All right, cheers.